Now that's a perfect kalkal. Welcome to Cooking with the Twins. This is my twin brother Stan and I'm Ollie. We are from India, way down south city called Chennai. It's a tradition in our family to sit together and make kalkals during Christmas time. This is our family. This is our mother-in-law. This is my wife Mary. This is my wife Dimple. My younger son Jared, who's a cameraman, and our elder son Jason, who's a chef in Bangalore. Being Anglo-Indians, kalkals are a must every year. Yes, it's sweet, it's crispy, it's crunchy, and it's so yummy. Once you have one, you just cannot stop. So many may wonder what kalkals are. Watch this video and my wife will take you through it.
Hi everyone, this is Dimple here, and as you know, today's treats are kalkals. The ingredients are in two parts. One is the dry ingredients and the other one is the wet ones. So let's start with the dry ingredients. Here I have 4 cups of all-purpose flour or maida. Next we have 1 cup of powdered sugar. Now this is just white granulated sugar that I put into a blender and blended well. So that goes in there. This is going to add a lovely sweetness to the kalkals. And this is half a cup of semolina or suji as we call it here in India. Let me just empty this in. And this is going to add a lovely crunch to our kalkals. Next goes in half a teaspoon of salt, and this is going to just cut down on that sweetness and bring out all the flavor of the kalkals. And the last of our dry ingredients, just a pinch of baking soda. And now just get your whisk and mix it all together. Keep mixing till all the dry ingredients are blended well together. Alright, now let's move on to the wet ingredients. I'm going to add in ghee or clarified butter, and I'm just going to add in 4 tablespoons of this, and I'm using cow's ghee, and this is just used to soften up the dough. Now I'm just going to dig in with my hands because a spoon or a spatula is just not going to help you at this point, and using your hands is going to help you mix the dough really well. And now we need to keep mixing the ghee into the flour and to make sure all the flour is mixed well with that lovely aromatic ghee. Next in goes in 2 eggs that I've already cracked and put into a bowl. And then half a teaspoon of vanilla essence, as this is going to add a lovely aroma and a lovely flavor to the kalkals. Now these eggs are going to aid in bringing all that dough together. Just mix that all in there. It's going to get a little messy at this point, but who really cares? The end result is just going to be amazing. See, it's starting to get a little crumbly. Now let's add in some coconut milk. I have 1 cup of coconut milk, which is easily available in any grocery store. And we're just going to add this little at a time, as we don't want to add it all together because we don't need a very soggy or sticky dough. So I'm going to add maybe half of this and mix it all together. Yes, this needs a bit more coconut milk as it's still a bit crumbly. So just add a bit more and mix it up. Now we don't add water to the dough, it's just the coconut milk, and this is going to give it a lovely rich texture, and it also adds to the sweetness of the kalkals. Yes, it's all coming together. Now at this point we can empty the dough onto a flat tray or a plate, so it makes the kneading easier. Just get all the good bits out from the bowl. Yes, now you've got to get both your hands in there to knead it. Yes, it's all formed into a nice ball. And now if you find your dough is a little bit sticky, just don't worry about it. You can add in maybe just a half teaspoon more of ghee, and that's going to help you get rid of all that stickiness. But make sure you knead it again to mix the ghee into the dough. Now just keep in mind, you don't need to knead the dough too much, as it's going to lose all its moisture and the kalkals are just going to end up dry and brittle. So knead it just till it forms into a nice ball like this. You see, it's not sticking to the plate. So now it's ready and it's nice and soft and smooth. And now I'm just going to leave it here and cover it with a wet cloth. And this needs to rest for 30 minutes. Yes, it's been 30 minutes. The dough has been resting. So let's lift up the napkin and set it aside. Yes, the dough is nice and soft and silky and moist. And that's the main thing, because if the dough is brittle, the kalkals are going to end up very hard and dry. So now let's set this aside and get a plate, a small bowl of oil and a fork. And now I'm going to use this fork to form the kalkals. So first, let's grab a chunk of dough and roll it like this in between your palms to form it into a long roll. And from this, you got to make tiny balls which you are going to put onto your fork and roll out to make the kalkals. Yeah, so this is the size of the balls that you need. And now just dab a little oil on the fork. Now take a ball and spread it onto the fork just like this. Press it down nicely so that you get those lovely marks. If not, it will just not be a kalkal. Now roll it from the bottom to the top, and there you have it, a perfectly shaped kalkal. You don't have to dab your fork with oil every time you roll a piece of dough, only when you find it sticking to the fork. Also make sure you poke the end of the kalkal like this to seal it so that it does not open up while frying. Yes, there you have it. All the dough has been formed into these lovely shapes. Can you see that? Perfection. And now it only needs to be fried and your kalkals will be ready to eat. Yes, now I have my pan on the stove and I've filled it with just enough oil to deep fry the kalkals. And I'm using vegetable oil here. Just turn on the stove and wait for the oil to heat up. Now just take a piece of dough and put it in, and it will start bubbling. And once it floats up to the top, it means the oil is hot and your kalkals are ready to go in. But make sure before you put your kalkals in, the flame is turned down to medium heat, because what will happen is, once you start frying the kalkals on high heat, the outside is going to get burnt and the inside will just be undercooked. And if you fry it on low heat, it's just going to sit in the oil and it's going to be so soggy. So medium heat is just right. Yes. Can you see that lovely golden brown color? That's when you take it out from the pan. So now it's time to put in our kalkals. Add them in gently, slide it in from the sides, and don't throw it in as a hot oil may splash up and burn your fingers. Just gently slide them in, and you don't want to add too many kalkals at a time, because then that is just going to drop the temperature of the oil and your kalkals are again not going to get fried properly. So just add in a few at a time, depends on the size of your pan. You need to judge accordingly. So yeah, I think that should do. And now just wait for a while, and once you see all the kalkals coming up like that, then you slowly start to stir them around. And the proper way to fry the kalkals is to keep moving them around gently so that they get cooked evenly. Sometimes certain oils, when you drop the kalkals in, it might froth up a bit, but don't worry about that. That will soon settle down. You have to be continuously moving them around. If not, you're going to get it burnt on one side and it's just not going to taste nice. Alright, now the kalkals have turned a lovely golden brown. Time to take it out. I'm using a colander to just drain out the excess oil. So just take out the kalkals using a slotted spoon and drop it into your colander. Now just listen to that sound. Yes, lovely. Time to put in the next batch of kalkals. Make sure you drop them in gently and don't stir them immediately. Just wait for it to bubble up and then start. Yes, the kalkals are slowly turning into a lovely brown color. It just needs to fry a little bit more to turn into a lovely golden brown. Now every year during Christmas time, we make a goodie bag filled with all the Christmas sweets that we prepared and share it with all our friends and neighbors. And they always ask us, are there kalkals in there? Are there kalkals in there? So you know that this is the most look forward to treats during Christmas time. Not only by us, but by everybody around us also. Yes, the second batch of kalkals also turned a lovely golden brown. Now before you transfer them to the colander, make sure you empty the first batch into another dish, because you don't want to put the fresh ones onto the old ones and get that all soggy with oil. Now all the kalkals have been fried, and there you have it, the most delightful, addictive bits of confectionery which hold the warmth of childhood memories. They can be stored for many weeks in airtight jars, and I really think you should go and try a batch for yourself. Thank you for watching our video, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more delicious recipes coming your way. This is Dimple signing off.